night before the fight, the virtues gather on the Isle of the Geteki, and Abrashmina summons a hero's feast. Deontay teleports Silver and the others to Etresh, and they stand before a large ziggurat in the pouring rain. Abrashmina begins the arduous process of summoning a physical form from Ramiel so that he can aid them in their fight, during which several large lizard-like humanoids creep out of the ziggurat and attack. Everyone arranges themselves to protect the cleric as she finishes her spell. Finally, they are victorious, and before Makud can get any ideas about his javelin and the lizards and having Neith's biggest lizard on a stick, they step into the ziggurat to explore. Hearing hundreds of the skittering lizard folk inside, as well as a giant waterfall in the center, the virtues get nervous about fighting the dragon on its home turf, surrounded by powerful minions, and wiser heads prevail, and they quickly retreat outside and blow the horn. Octothrek roars out of the ziggurat, summoned by the powers of the horn. Angry and full of rage, he tears into the virtues, slinging spells and rending them with tooth and claw. Not even letting himself be distracted by his flying foes, he does his best to bring Abrashmina and Ramihel into the range of his abilities. Despite his best efforts, he cannot keep up with the relentless onslaught and tries to flee the virtues by shifting into the ethereal plane. Abrashmina recognizes the spell and desperately follows after him by herself, calling the dragon a coward and a worm and challenging him to finish the fight. He turns and charges after her and she finds herself aided by the spirit of Enthris. The ancestral Minotaur spirit gets his revenge on the vile terror, casting his shattered corpse out of the ethereal plane and back to where the rest of the worried virtues wait for a sign from Abrashmina, and she appears on the dragon's heels, bloodied and nearly dead, and calls for Makud to finish Octothrek. Pillar falls, and Makud has earned a new name, Dragon Slayer.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, the corpse of Octothrek, this huge green scale monstrosity, lies before you. And I imagine it's that sort of like sudden quiet in the pounding rain, and the sound slightly comes back, and you begin to hear like birds and animals like chirping and growing louder as they come to realize that the thing holding this place in terror is gone. You see like Eli kind of rush forward and like gather up Abrashmina as she looks just beaten to hell. He's sort of fussing over her. What do you all do?
It's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. Oh, that's just squeezing a little too tight.
Yeah, he's not really listening. He's like trying to find potions and things to give you.
I am going to cast Mass Cure Wounds from the staff so that I can heal myself and some other people's. Is it 6 creatures? So everybody.
Yay.
Yay.
I need the things. I have like 77 hit points.
Yeah, I know Bryn is really bad too. Yeah, I know Bryn was not looking too good. So that's 3d8 plus 2d10. Healing. Ooh. Oh, my d8s were shite. Oh my god, thank god for that extra d10. Thank you, Rob. Because that is a 1, a 2, and a 4. So 7 plus the 12 I rolled. So 19 plus 6, 25 points of healing for a 5th level spell, but that's to everybody, so that's a percentage.
Nice.
Eli 2, so I need to remember to heal him.
Thank you.
That nearly gets him up to full.
Yeah, he's fine.
How is Bryn looking? that heals?
I mean, I have like 52 health now.
Oh boy.
I'm 84 down, so just over 100 health now. While
I'm
this
gonna use.
while is going, the healing and stuff is going on, Makud is just spending time with enters over the body of Octothrax. I don't know if he has any wise words.
I imagine
if he can even really speak.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like he's still a creature of the ethereal plane. So yeah, you do get a secret nod, but it's very much a sort of silent contemplation as he's like staring at this dead creature in front of him.
I'm gonna use one of my last, not my last, but one of my last 5th level spell slots to cast Mass Cure Wounds from myself instead of the staff. So everybody is going to also get 23, 27 plus 6, another 33 hit points. Zaprashmina is just getting everybody back up in case those lizard folk come out.
Decide they want to get feisty.
Yeah, in case they decide they want to get feisty.
So Makud is now on about 140-ish hit points, so he's looking much better. I don't know where other people are standing, but in terms of hit points, Makud like pulls himself out of his reverie, turns to the others. Do we go in now? Flush the evil out.
I think that would be wise. Nahasir and Nikita Nurai were saying that he was trying to heal Scraithmorn. Perhaps there is some secrets that we may glean further in about the other dragons.
Trust why now you're on the top.
Nice. Are you alright, Brynhild?
I've certainly had better days.
We all have, I'm sure. Brushman says, kind of like mending together like a little bit of like her breastplate that got bent out of place. Or no, she's not wearing the breastplate anymore. It's the leather thing from what's his butt.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Dragon is big. How big is it? Big are its horns? Are they relatively intact? And are they about the size of one of those Minotaur totem pole type things?
Yes, to both.
Right. He is going to remember that. Probably not detach them right this moment, considering he might have to go and fight an army of lizard men. But I presume no one is going to move this dragon's corpse in the
Probably
meantime,
not.
He's sizing them up as potential gifts. How he's going to get them home, I don't know. Him just like with one horn over each shoulder, just ginormous horns, and just like, I am going to teleport now.
If the spool of Istis can wrap around it, you can take it with you.
So, and how big are the fangs? Like, is there anything that he could wear in a jewelry size, or are they all like
So that
person-sized?
most of them are forearm sized, but there's
Yeah.
definitely like rows and rows that grow. So like if you go to sort of the rows at the back, if that makes sense, like the innermost, the newest rows, yeah, there's certainly some that could dangle without, meaning you have to drag your head along the ground.
I would like to maybe try to harvest some of the scales for either crafting later or for Tamim to craft things for us. But we can wait to do that on our way out.
Yeah.
But just making a note so that I can say this is something I wanted to do. So if I forget to say it later, we can retroactively have it done.
Yeah, part of the reason I was kind of bringing it up now is, like, so Rob knows we are going to harvest various things from this
Dragon harvest.
so he can think about it. Dragon harvest.
we have to take souvenirs for Declan. He would kill us if we didn't bring anything. And I don't know why Abrashmin is turning Russian, but that's what's happening right now. But yeah, we can unless I have a heal left on my staff. Should we save it?
Let's save it in case those natives decide to get restless.
Okay. Rob, I don't have access to sulfur, so just a reminder that he got that healing too, because he's our 6th.
Oh, okay. Yes. Thank you.
Because Abrashmina, Maku, Bryn Hills, Eli, Madar, and Silver. So he got 33 and 24?
25, I thought.
25, okay.
I had 27. 33 and 27.
Okay, 27. Thank you.
They add up nicely. Turning to sulfur, did you think it was going to be that easy?
Easy? Well,
Well,
I suppose. No.
Abrashmina kind of gives Maku a look too.
Bryn is staring daggers at the back of his head.
No, I did not think it would be like that. He kind of looks at Bryn.
Well, as far as I know, there aren't many of you. And this was one of the baddest ones.
One of the worst, I think. I do not know much about my kind.
We'll have to be ready that they don't get away like this one almost did.
I agree.
But they didn't know we have a Mina on our side.
No, they did not. He smiles. You were amazing, all of you.
Shall we go and investigate?
Yes, let's go. Just curious. How long does that last? Ooh. Okay. Did we have to block off the stone to keep the lizard people from
You
coming
did.
out?
I used the
I know we
colour
said we
thing.
were going to. We did?
You did, yeah.
Okay. Eli has a few minutes left on his call lightning, he can try and lightning bolt the wall down if everyone is cool with that.
Sure.
Or would Makood like to smash? Would Makood like to smash?
Like to smash?
Makood smash.
I'm happy to do that if it saves him some lightning, some energy or whatever. But if he has
Well, no, he's concentrating on it, so he can. He's got a few minutes left.
he can loosen it up if he wants to.
Yeah,
I
Eli
don't know if I can
will.
just. I was just gonna check. I don't know if I can just drop it. Sure, that's how it's done.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah. He's going to do 10, 24 points of lightning damage to this stone.
Say I think
Oh, wait.
between Makood and Eli's, lightning bolt magic, I think you'll be able to get it done without a huge worry. And when it finally crumbles away and like a little bit of daylight kind of streams into the room, there is just echoing silence beyond.
Habarashmina will go up to the entrance and use thaumaturgy to make her voice boom, all like super loud. And she is going to say, Octofrak is dead, the coward worm is slain. If you wish to live, do not raise arms against us, she says super loudly.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Do I have advantage?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. That would be a dirty 20.
Okay, you hear like a small chittering, and then it gets louder and louder and louder, and you hear the thunder of like thousands of feet moving from within.
Should we get out
Like-
of their way to let them leave?
I'm gonna say towards us or some other direction.
Hard to tell exactly.
Okay. Well, Makood is standing in the entranceway that he'd made, and if he sees them coming here, he's just going to be ready. My first action is if something is within visible range, I might. Did I already conjure the Earth Elemental? I don't think I did. So he will be ready to conjure that, and between him and the Earth Elemental, they might hold that pass if it comes to it.
So you see, like, beginning to charge down towards you are just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these lizard folk. Just like you can't see past them. There's such an insanely huge number. It's impossible to see exactly. How many there are and where they are.
Do they
and
have
the
weapons in hand?
They do, but they're not like charging you down. They are, for all intents and purposes, fleeing.
Okay.
Would look disappointed.
Should go stand on Octofrax so that they know it's ours. We can't take.
They don't carry it away like ants. Like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, Makood is ready for a fight. And, if they are looking beaten,
Abrashmina gave them a choice, so if they're going to make the not gonna start shit, she ain't gonna bring shit.
That's certainly a phrase that you just said.
Don't start none, won't be none. They're
Yeah.
definitely not starting, so there won't be.
Such poetry. Yeah, you see, they are, yeah, very much fleeing the scene, just piling out there. It's like this flow of a sea of green creatures just disappearing into the forest around you all. And they are like coming out for ages, if that makes sense. Like the stream of them just continues on and on and on and on and on.
We
Well,
wait.
standing on this dragon like a rock in the ocean.
Yeah.
Just passing by.
Yeah, it's like end of Lord of the Rings kind of thing. But finally, it abates, dribs and drabs, like kind of coming out the old, the sick, but eventually the room beyond is quiet once again.
Well, it seems they have an army. Or did. Do we get an army?
We are the army.
Makut is the army.
Inspiration for Britain, that was dope.
Mako shrugs. Okay. All of those cultists are just going to enjoy the, like, barbecues, luau cookouts. Why we do all the work?
Just about not letting you have lizard on the stick earlier.
Oh, I was just distracting it, and he kind of like stomps a little bit, like taps it. I've been busy. Look at all of these people.
I'm just picturing like she brings up Lizard on a stick and Makut like looks down at the dragon and then like looks across at a tree. Like looks down at the dragon, looks at the tree.
And there's
Mental
like a very
cogs,
simple,
just like-
beautiful mind moment.
Yeah.
Like these blueprints of just tree and dragon intersect.
Inside his mind it's just like like just an idea's forming. I'm just like it cuts to like Makut walking through town with a fucking dragon corpse like sellotaped to a tree, just walking with it over his shoulder.
I will eat for months.
But yes, you are free to enter Octothrek's lair without fear of being eaten. I mean, presumably.
Nope, can't take it back. We're not gonna be eaten.
Damn it. But yes, you do enter, I assume.
Yeah.
Inside, you're once again in. Oh,
So I was just gonna say, Max scans the horizon to make sure, like, you know, the last dregs of the lizard men aren't coming to get his prize. And he,
yeah.
you know, shakes a fist at them.
No, they are gone.
And then he'll head in.
But yeah, you see, like you're in this very large ziggurat once again, with this like poison waterfall before you from which Octothrek had crawled, and where once you saw like hundreds and hundreds of lizard folk like hanging from the walls and sitting around the room, it is now just barren and empty, like half-eaten meals, bits of food and coin and a few weapons all just lying there, unused.
We are going to investigate the area.
Alright.
I assume.
Yeah. You can make me investigation checks if you like.
Can Bryn make them with guidance and advantage because I am helping?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Your
I got
investigation's better than
-1.
mine. I have yeah. Mine's real
Rolled
bad.
a 1 with -2.
Oh, I love Buckethead.
Not great.
Even with advantage and guidance?
Inspire
Well,
yourself, all of the things.
hold on, let me pick this out before 21.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
You had us worried there.
I was worried when I saw the 10 and the 11. But I rolled a 4 on my d4.
Oh, okay.
You don't find much, to be honest. The room is centered around this sort of pooling waterfall. So like most of what you see like kicking through the possessions of the like left behind by the lizards are, you know, things that even lizards would leave behind, if that makes sense. Not terribly exciting.
This isn't any good. I thought there'd be more than this. As he like tosses some battered helm over his shoulder.
The dragon was in the waterfall. Yes, perhaps we should go swimming. Poison will not bother us because of the hero's feast. We had the fanciest of feasts. If you can stomach Abrashmina's fancy feast, you can swim through a poison waterfall. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I shouldn't have said that. Abrashmina would have tried really hard to make it tasty.
No.
But she's...
Just imagining like pictures of like limeade almost, and it just looks like this waterfall. You've just like fed us up due to like immunity, just a little bit at a time.
Sorry, that's hilarious. That's how you get immunity. Boy, the fancy feast is actually horrible.
Yeah, you gain hit points because your constitution has improved so much.
You didn't die.
Yeah.
It's basically steel cut oats that have been soaking for an hour. That's why it takes so long to eat.
It's just chewing on the same mouth. Ages.
I like Rose's party subs better.
Yeah. Not talking shit about the party folk now, are you?
God, that was so dumb in the best way.
It's dwarven tradition. Party setup. They make like really long ovens. And, like just slide it in. Toast the bun.
That's the number one dwarf chat up line, probably. It's like, I got a real long oven. Something, put a bun in it. Anyway.
Let's go swimming.
I thought you were going with the party sub part of that, but okay.
It took a different turn.
It took a turn.
Yeah.
will run and leap and dive.
Are all
2 minutes
everyone's immune to poison, correct? Because of
Mm-hmm.
Fero's yeast.
Your OBS is freaking out.
Oh, it is. There we go. I had it minimized.
Thank
It
you.
villages.
You are flashing grey and Attis.
Mm. Normally I get told. No, I'm not going to say that. Yeah, everyone's immune. So you find that like the sort of pool of poisonous watery liquid is something of a like a tunnel leading downwards, and you'll have to fully submerge in order to get to wherever you're trying to get to next.
Did I bring water breathing? I am not sure that I brought water breathing.
Probs wouldn't help you much because it's not water.
Poison breathing?
Oh, if you have
Still
poison
liquid.
breathing.
Still liquid.
It's still liquid. I think
It is. I mean, if it says you
It'd be
can
more
breathe,
problematic than water, sure.
if it says you can breathe in any liquid, then fucking go for it.
Well, I didn't prep it, so I cannot cast it. Eli doesn't have anything useful like that, does he? Nope.
I have 1 potion of water breathing.
I have that dwarven doodad that allows me to underwater.
Oh, imagine how horrible it would be to drown in poison.
No, thank
I
you.
will not be all done.
I will.
Suddenly busy.
Right now in the middle of the session.
Right, exactly.
Let's see. I'm pretty sure.
Dorogar armband of
Eli.
water breathing. I can breathe. Svelgrants. The armband is just for me.
Oh
It says
yeah,
breathe
yeah, yeah.
underwater until the spell ends, is what the water breathing spell says. It doesn't say underwater is 2 words, it just says underwater.
If you get a cup of water and hold it above your head,
Yes, you can breathe. Affected creatures also retain their normal mode of respiration.
Which means you can breathe air.
Yes.
or if you have poison breathing, you can breathe poison too.
Which thing?
That's
in
not
this
a thing. That's not a thing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what isn't a thing, motherfucker.
Excuse me?
Good.
Oh no.
He is the DM. That is effectively his job description to tell us what is and isn't a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
if you want to do this, fucking be my guest.
No? All of the loot from the coup? Great.
Sounds good.
Hey, I have a potion that you want to do.
Is that good for 1, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the one that.
We had ages and ages ago.
We never.
But you
I
also
don't
have
think-
freedom of movement on you, Bryn, I think? I cast freedom of movement on somebody.
Not me.
I think you cast it on Makud. Yeah.
Yep.
Huh?
You cast it on Makud, yeah.
Okay. So Makud will
Okay.
not have... He'll be able to go his full movement.
Ooh. So I
While
can
he's
both
swimming.
breathe and swim full.
Lucky boy.
Solo adventure. Solo adventure.
Well, let us know how deep it is. It might not be very far, and then there might be a pool, because dragons cannot breathe water, so there has to be an air pocket down there somewhere.
Also, just like really high constitution can hold his breath for a very long time.
I mean, don't put that in the universe, maybe.
Listen, you guys put horrible things into the universe all the time. It's my turn. My turn.
But yeah, perhaps Makud can find the air pocket and then come back and lead us. unless Bryn wants to go with, and I will just wait here with Eli and Madar and Silver. Can Madar breathe water? She can't breathe water. She can run on water.
Yeah. I mean, Sulfur might be able to hold his breath. Don't know about his con saves, etc.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
My con is pretty high. My con is pretty high. I'll try and swim with you guys.
Okay. I mean,
I don't.
I think I could scout it out. I think that's a smart
Yeah,
idea.
I think scouting
Okay.
is probably the best. 'Cause you
Uh,
might not need this potion right now.
yes.
Okay.
Very true. It might just be just as far as we can see, and then it's fine, and we don't have to worry about it. Makud, probably looking into the poisonous water, has, even for him, I would imagine he would think about this, and he can't really see in there. So maybe a light, maybe.
Yeah. Abroshmina will reach up and touch one of the jewels on your headband that does not have an enchantment already, and will cast light on it so that you can see. Because I'm an ASMR and I can do such things.
Yay!
Yay.
Now I have a little searchlight headlight thing, like a proper
Yeah.
spelunker.
Exactly.
So Makud. So the waterfall falls into this water, which I imagine is slightly below ground level. Is there like a bit of a drop? You can do like a proper dive.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. I imagine the hammers help in that regard. He's probably fairly heavy.
Yeah,
He dives.
he dives indeed.
Oh my god, it's acid! It's not poison! We were wrong!
That is unfortunately not something I thought of. Yeah. But yeah, you kind of descend, you're dragged down lower and lower and lower until finally you'll kind of come rolling out in a chamber at the bottom. It's a very very dark, dimly lit cavern. There's a few sort of glowing mushrooms and stuff around, and you can see there's a very large very large pile of treasure immediately off to one side that sort of catches your attention as soon as you look at it. It's this very it's not as big as Nahasiris, but it is still stunning and eye-catching and all this sort of thing. It's mostly made up of huge piles of gold, and all manner of kind of shiny things. Though it does seem that there's several chests, and even what looks like a large deflated, ripped up hot air balloon type thing that's been smashed and crushed and sort of stood like a trophy. Other than that, in this room you see the typical sort of draconic nesting place, with offerings from meals and a place to sleep, and all manner of draconic accoutrement, we'll say. That seems like this place was man-made though, and there's 4 pillars that hold it up. Though they seem very old, and you're suddenly very glad that you didn't have to have the fight in this room. Because if you had, it's quite likely that the dragon's clumsy movements would have smashed these pillars and brought it down, and it was a dope fight. No, it's cool. I had planned that you would probably just use the horn, but in case you didn't, I wanted there to be some cool air stuff. So.
Nice.
now. Ha!
Second dragon.
Fourth dragon.
So basically, he works his way through the poisony waters fine with
Yep.
water breathing. He is
Yep.
not poisoned.
Yeah. It takes you about 40 seconds to get there.
About 40 seconds. Okay.
So if you have decent con, you can hold your breath.
And it just kind of levels out into this cave that is not submerged in any water or poison or anything
Yeah.
dangerous.
And you could feel like swimming down. Seems like there's sort of handholds and stuff built in. Like the poison was added after the structure was created.
Okay. Also, he'd have absolutely no idea about hot air balloon, right?
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it was
No
that.
one in the show really has air balloons at all.
No, not that you've seen.
No. So he just sees some thing.
A really big bed.
Yeah.
That
big
must be
fabricy
the
thing.
dragon's blanket.
Probably.
He probably thinks it's another dragon, and they're like, "Makood's been ages," and they just come down. He's just like hammering this fucking hot air balloon over and over and over again.
Wrestling with it. Like an errant puppy just. So he makes the swim, pops out, looks at stuff. Is there something within kind of grabbable distance fairly easily that he could just swim back up with?
There's plenty of gold and some chests. Are you going for gold or are you going for something else? If you're going for something else, I'll let you do a roll.
Something else. Because
Good.
like just holding like a coin feels a bit lame. He wanted like to bring something back up. Be like, haha! See this?
Okay, then give me a roll.
What is the dice roll?
D100, please, sir.
A D100.
D100.
Not even joking, that was a 90.
Ooh, 92, he says. Well then, you see, oh, I'm not going to do that to you, okay. that.
Is it the deck of many things? Did he
No,
literally just
no,
roll
no,
the
no,
deck
no,
of
no,
many
no, no,
things?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
No. It's,
The Mugrug moment.
yeah, that, he rolled a bag of devouring,
Oh.
but it was basically,
Makood would hate that.
it's seeded by my, like, magic item, table, so I just gave that table a reroll, which, means that, Makood, for some reason, in a very non-Makood-like way, picks up a book. But the book has a picture of several people fighting on the front of it, and it's just something that I don't know. Makood probably just like the look of. Movie's trying to be better.
Yeah. He will take a look at the people fighting on it, I guess, and that's what attracted him to that. And he was like, "This will be good. They like books," and he'll put it in a bag because he shouldn't swim holding a book. And he'll swim back again.
For sure. Yeah, so you guys all see Makood come out. Book in his hand or
It's not
bag.
that far. There's a lot of stuff there, including a book. And he like holds the book up to me now.
Does it kind of look similar to like the books that we found inside the little dimensional box that we got when we fought the giant eyeball?
There is a certain reminiscence, yes.
That looks very useful, Makood. it's a strength one though, that means like whenever Makud hits level 20, his max is gonna be like what, 26? Because you already had one, or was
I'm
the
24.
last one
22
dead?
at the minute.
Yeah.
So if
That'd
there's another
be-
one, I'll
but
be on
then-
24.
And you're
then
like-
when I hit max, I go up another 4 to 28.
So yeah. Oh my god!
If it is that.
If it is that.
It may be a cookery bug.
If it is that Makud will have like godlike strength, like literally. Literally.
I mean, all the
You
best
saying
to
you
ascend to godhood with? You should be able to hold your breath. It's not that far. I don't think you would need the potion.
Okay. Lead the way, Makud.
He
Like
will
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Be Makud, the glowing Minotaur.
dive back in again and follow the glow.
Indeed.
Maybe you cast it on a red gem and it looks red.
I did now, yes.
That's cool. But yes, you can all come out in the lovely underground chamber filled with treasure.
Right click, loot all.
Well, alright then.
I mean, right? Right.
So we'll do this. We'll do this in a systematic fashion. First, I need a D100 from everyone, please.
Including Madar and Eli?
Mm.
Eh.
No, you humans.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey,
very
I'm
few
not
of us are
human.
human. None of us are human. There's a clash
Yeah.
star,
Only
an
one of-
XMR, and a minus.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you humans.
Flash star.
You humans being Dan, Corinne,
Okay.
and Jade.
I got a 46.
98.
21.
I am sorry to say, Jade. This was
What?
for. I said I'm sorry to say, Jade. But this was for how much money you guys find. So
Oh.
it's not your magic items yet.
No, I'm just laughing at the 98.
Okay. Well, higher is better because rolling low is dumb. On a D100.
Roll
Um,
G.
Yeah, who writes an entire system about but with that roll, this is a stupid number. I should not. Okay,
And you have about 30 seconds to change it if you want. or
Nope.
Take a break.
it's happening.
Eh,
Uh,
No,
like,
don't do this.
and you know, you have already given us like a dumb number of money before, and we like immediately invested it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. Okay.
Fuck it. No, it's only money. I'm not hugely fussed. You find 1,770,000 gold pieces.
1,000,000. 770,000 gold pieces. That one more zero. There we go.
I know we have multiple bags of holding.
This is
I'm
the
don't
fairly
thing.
even
sure
get-
multiple bags of holding can't hold that much money.
Yeah. Unless
Was
it's
it-
like platinum.
We may have to
But
make
it's
some
gold.
trips.
Yeah.
So 50 coins of any value is £1 according to 5e. So
As the Voldies do have weight limit.
they do. But you've got a really secure bank.
Yeah. So we're going to like put a bead in here. Anytime we need money.
The bag can hold up to £500.
So, Rob, you're good at math. How much is that?
25,000 coins if the bags are completely empty.
The bag, but ours
And
are
they're not.
But
I mean, mine is, because I can technically carry everything that Abrashmina could technically carry everything that I have in my inventory with her own weight without putting it in the bag of holding. No, wait, no, I can't. My carrying capacity is 105 pounds.
you're super scrawny, aren't you?
Those long arms have
Super
lots of
scrawny.
spots.
Yeah, apparently my carrying capacity is 105 pounds. So I could carry 40 pounds. I'd have to get rid of 40 pounds of stuff. Oh wait, no.
We're not on, like with the beads especially, we're not under any duress.
Yeah,
It's just going to take a while.
yeah. Okay.
And also we could maybe buy all of the shell.
I mean, a Shah has a huge amount of wealth in it.
I know.
You are now on par with like a Shell. Like that's how much.
I will put roughly a shell's worth of wealth.
Some of those shells are pretty heavy, so.
Okay. Damn it. Why didn't one of our previous characters create a very secure banking system?
Okay, the next character I play in a game is going to be an accountant / banker.
Yeah, and then you just take a small cut of any other adventurer's wealth, and when they bring you nearly 2 million gold, you're like, cha-ching!
Yeah, this sounds like a fucking great character. Right, can you kill Reese, see?
No.
I mean, it might happen anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It might happen anyway. But yeah. Anyways. So, metric butt ton of money.
So instead of Mordecai's mansion, I can have Byron's bank, maybe? Like a
Byron's
portable
pocket
bank that you someone. Yeah.
Pocket bank. Oh my god, it's like the thing in
Rutherford's Reserve. Rutherford's Reserve.
like in Knights of the Old Republic, if you're subscribed, you can have a portable bank that you can summon. So
I remember that. Yeah.
you can just deposit your shit.
I think it's Byron's barely corrupt bank.
Oof. Okay.
I mean,
I like.
It's
I
a
like
bank,
Rutherford's
dude.
Reserve myself. That
It's
sounds
totally
better.
gonna make like a beer, brew a beer, but it has like coins on it or something. It's an incredibly strong, limited edition beer. Okay, so more money than we know what to do with, on top of the more money that we already didn't know what to do with.
Yeah, it's a good thing I'm not doing a gold for XP type deal, because that would be fucked.
I would like the level 20.
I'd like to buy my way to level 20, thank you.
I would like to pay the dragons to just piss off.
So now, technically, we probably have enough money to like snatch up a bunch of Barakados contracts and just say, "Hey, man, you're like fired." I don't know.
We're gonna hire.
It's like
We're gonna buy
go
our own
retire. Yeah, how much to make you retire?
I mean, a lot.
gonna like buy Gormanson and then retire there or something.
I mean, I don't think you have to buy it. Like, no one's there.
I know.
Place fucking sucks.
I legally own this island and I evict you, giant centipede. You can no longer dwell here.
Just centipede lawyers show up. Anyway,
Oh god, the worst kind of lawyers.
Oh god.
I have a show to write.
Centipede lawyers.
Instead of suits, it's just called carapaces.
That may be one of the best jokes you've made.
It's not often I get a laugh out down like that. I love it.
Caught me off guard. That was a good one.
Oh, I'm all chuffed now. Right. Well, yeah. You got a cool 17,000. I was going to say like a 1,700 equivalent for millions, but that doesn't really work. You have a lot of money.
1,770,000.
Yeah.
1.7 million.
Yeah, 1.7 million. Was it 770?
Is it that number that I've just put in the chat? The Facebook chat?
Yes.
770. Jesus.
1,770,000.
Now, we haven't spoken much about tax in a show. But as you can imagine,
mean,
under
the-
that...
they-
As long as
they
we
can
keep the
fucking
wealth in the
cry.
trash, then we're under a trashy banking rules, right?
Well, actually,
Taxation.
you'll be disgusted to know that
It's
any
called
money you earn...
Finders Keepers.
If you're British, any money you earn anywhere in the world is also taxable in Britain.
Right, but we're not.
No, you're somehow living in an even more corrupt country.
It's
Ooh.
called Finders Keepers. They can have it if they find it.
That is a rule
luck
that Makood
finding.
understands.
Good luck finding it behind the poison waterfall.
We should probably just, stone up this entrance. The lizards don't get back, and we can literally use this as the bank.
Oh yeah.
And now you don't need to send everyone to fucking Dwarf Town if shit's going down again. Or-
Send them to this vault.
Hmm.
It's our
I
panic
mean-
room in another continent.
Makood will trust the dwarves enough to build them a vault. If we wanted, like, super security, dwarves are chill. They protect it.
Dwarves are chill.
Anyways, enough talking about money. What else?
Get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. Well, Makood. Okay, so basically everyone gets a roll, and then there's some items you're guaranteed to get. So we'll do the other two rolls first.
Oh, what? I already used my roll and
Oh, go on, have another one.
I'm joking. It's okay.
Okay, you can get rid of one of the items I have I have here at random, but to get yourself another roll. Does that make sense? Risk reward, boy.
I'm okay with that. The others rolling, and then we get whatever's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I can get rid of the bag of devour.
Yeah, he's all like, I've got a manual that's gonna make me super strong.
Makood's like,
I don't know
hey.
what it does.
Makood's like, hey guys, I got this bag and it can hold infinite amount of gold. Let's just keep shoveling it in.
What happened to the gold, Makood?
Makood, get the gold out. We need to pay this guy. Just pulls that bloody stump. I don't know how bags of devouring work. I assume it's a mouth.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, it's like a mimic, but it's a bag.
A bimic.
And it just slowly eats your stuff.
But then it, yep.
Yeah.
It's like those gold mites.
Do you want to roll first, Jade?
Yes. I got a 23.
Hey, that's the kind of roll I usually get on treasures.
The road.
That's kind of ironic. Okay. You find a javelin of lightning, which I'm pretty sure you just used upstairs. Or no, you used the earth one, didn't you?
I have an earth javelin.
Yeah, yeah. You find a javelin of lightning.
Ooh. That's a 93.
Oh boy. Oh, I need to switch over my table. Oh. Okay, yeah. You find a very beautiful deck of cards.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
I'll trade you.
What do they look like?
You see they're all inlaid in purple and gold, and they look very similar to like the seer cards, but they're made of like this sort of very thick, almost metallic material. They're very strange to hold, and they're in this small like wooden box.
They're in a wooden box, not. Well, I bet Shmina wouldn't know what a deck of many things is, so she'll pull one out. Because, there's no context for that kind of thing. So.
You know that really, there's that really old meme where they go at the computer and he just like his neck stretches out to distance himself. That is what I'm doing right now. I completely do not fault you for your roleplay or anything like that.
But
We're good.
I'm just saying, like, you like as a player, that's like meta to like get a pick up a deck of
yeah.
cards. It's like
No, no,
meta
no.
to not
No
open it.
complaint.
Okay.
This is gonna be amazing.
I fully support your decision. That is fine, but I'm now
Average
multiple
Shmina.
feet from my screen.
Yeah.
You look at the card, and you see the picture of. Actually, you know what? I'll let you tell me which card it is.
What?
Give me a tarot card that you think Abrishmina would pull.
A tarot card that Abrishmina would pull. If it was something that would be representative of herself, it would probably be the Hierophant or the Empress. I think, off the top of my head, I'd have to like.
Sure.
One of those would be her, but
Yeah.
I can't remember which one.
Hierophant.
Yeah.
Okay. That happens.
Okay. It's just a tarot card.
Of a kind.
Okay. So nothing bad happened. Cool.
I mean, did anything happen at all?
Yeah. Is it like there's nothing to stop her from pulling out another one?
No.
Okay. Yeah, she'll open up the cards and kind of like look at the art, I guess.
They're the most beautiful tarot cards you've ever seen by a long way.
Oh, I'm dumb. There's the High Priestess. She would have pulled out the High Priestess. Ner.
We can
Does it
wreck
help?
on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
you want High Priestess first. Okay. I'll change that.
Very well.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
So it's just a really pretty tarot card.
I mean, it's very magical.
I will have to spend some time with it to find out what it does, I guess. But it is not a deck of many things, and I am very happy.
I mean, maybe like delayed fireball is a delayed deck of anything. Like,
Oh god.
only happens like an hour later.
well, she's like looking at a lot of the art and then like putting them up to continue right
Average,
click loot the room.
yeah. Like the computer running our game just shuts down as it's trying to load all the shit that's gonna fuck up Average Mina forever.
That computer is your brain.
She just Fallout modded herself to death.
Yeah, Average Mina just crashed D&D. Yeah, but so far you're still alive.
So far.
So there's that.
Look at these, Bryn. They're so pretty. Shall I bring them over to Bryn to look at?
Does anything happen when I touch the deck of many things? I mean, literally, dude.
There is. You see a woman sitting in a tent, and there is like colourful fabric all around her, and her face is obscured, like kind of strangely difficult to see. You can see her eyes are like glowing this bright purple, the same as the cards, and you see her flip one of the cards, and though you don't see what's on it, you see like this twist of like purple magic that just surrounds her, and then the vision fades.
Given my gypsy-like background raising, do I recognize anything about that?
You recognize the sight of magic, and you recognize that these tarot cards obviously have some kind of not divine but divination power to them. But specifically, you've never seen this kind of thing before.
I think I'll be right up your alley, Mina.
You saw something?
That's why you brought them over here, is it not?
Well, I was trying to show you that they were pretty, but you saw something. I will have to, maybe later you can try to identify them, but for now I think we've got a lot to go through. She says, looking through the pile of things behind them.
So, in the interest of moving along, that is the deck of the seer. It has 10 charges and regains a d10 of charges per day. It does require attunement, but it allows you to cast any divination spell. And each time you do, it uses a number of charges equal to the spell's level. You don't have to expend material components or spell slots.
I'm sad about the attunement, but that sounds really cool. Any divination spell. Yeah, do you have a thing?
A link?
I have not made them in D&D Beyond yet. So it's just
Do you
written
have a
out in my
text? Do
notes.
you have a text?
What copy?
Yeah, do you have that for his notes? Because Dan won't
Yeah.
want them.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've already googled them and they
No,
are
no.
going on.
It's a Rob special.
It's a Rob special. Fair enough.
Um,
Sorry.
Additionally, or I guess, Bryn, did I give you your item?
Javelin of lightning.
Oh, Javelin of Lightning, yes, okay. So the rest of it is just the stuff that was guaranteed. You see Madar picks up some very, very fancy looking braces. In fact, +3 braces of defense. Or whatever they're
Whoa.
called.
Okay.
Yeah. She does have to also remove the wrists from them. But, you know, they're there once the bones are removed.
Okay.
Oh, there's like still like, oh, okay.
When it said remove the wrist, I was wondering if there's like wrist guards on it or something.
Yeah, that's
Like-
what I was all like. I was like, oh, there's still a boot in it, or a foot in the boot. Okay. It took me a second. Okay.
Yeah. Also, okay, someone finds another very. There's 2 more very special items. Who wants them? Actually, there's technically 3 more, but 2 more like magic items.
I mean, you can't really say who wants what.
Okay, then
There's
Yeah.
3 of us.
Makood,
And
you haven't had anything in a while. You are going through the large.
Don't you laugh at that.
I mean,
dare
how
you.
many hammers do you have?
I meant. I meant.
I was thinking of you giggling because it sounded rude, like I haven't had any in a while.
Yeah, and I also was meaning in the
Oh.
context of this session.
Uh-huh.
You find a very nice like gossamer silk cloak.
Another one.
This one's gonna take precedence over any other cloaks you might have, because you look down at your hands holding it, Makood, and those hands aren't there anymore.
Makood is immediately concerned, and then presumably his hands are back again when he looks under it or something.
Indeed. It's a cloak of invisibility. Ooh. In addition to that, you also see a nondescript looking iron flask. It's an iron flask. You see an iron flask.
Makood sees it, or us as a group?
Us as a group,
Okay.
and by us I mean you.
Okay. He once he like lifts the cloak up and sees there are hands underneath, he is going to throw the cloak over Bryn, and then he'll go for the iron flask.
Bryn is gone. Yeah, you pick up.
No object permanence.
You pick up
Just
the.
cross out. I wrote down Makood gets a nice silk cloak of invisibility. Just cross that out and change it to Bryn.
Sorry, I reckoned we were going to find the things and then divvy them up afterwards.
Yeah.
It wasn't later. It might be better on someone else, which is why I haven't written it into my sheet, just on the notes. But I will go for the flask. I just loved it. I just saw the scene in my head of Bryn, like, with Madar, like, looking at something and then, whoosh, and she
Like helping get the arms out of the bracers.
just, you're like holding on to them and then you like just disappear.
There's now floating, dismembered arms sticking out the edge of the cloak.
He goes for the flask.
Alright.
So,
You
opens the stopper.
Oh boy.
I only half considered what might be in this, but I like it either way. He would. He'd open it.
You open the flask and you see something spill out of it in a midst of like magic blue lights, and it kind of like crumples in the in a pile of the gold, and before finally sitting up.
Oh.
It is a very strange creature. It looks vaguely humanoid, but it's furry and has the head of some kind of dog, like a jackal. And you see it's wearing a little pair of glasses and some sort of wizard's robes, and it's clutching a book, and it's staring up at you like over the top of its glasses.
Makood, slightly alarmed at what came out of this flask. There's a moment where he like looks in the flask to see if there's anything more or anything he was expecting, like liquid.
There is not.
There is not. And then he turns back to this tiny dog creature.
And it's not tiny.
Oh, is he not? Sorry, you said like he kind of sits
Yeah.
up in a pool of gold or something. I imagine it's
Sorry.
small.
No,
I pictured a little like knoll-sized cobalt or something.
no, it's medium sized.
Oh, so he just made a person out of
Yeah.
this.
It is a yeah. He like spilled out in this massive like flash of light, and appeared. Sorry, I must have not been clear in my description.
Definitely with the light. It just sounded like for someone to be in a flask, and it kind of sounded cute in the way that you described it with
Yeah,
this
it
little dog
did
guy
sound
and a little
cute.
wizard robe and a book. I just
I mean,
imagined him as being, gnome-sized or whatever.
It's not
small.
cute.
I imagined cream, but then you said dog,
Yes.
and I was all like, oh, so a knoll, kobold, a knolling.
No, this is more like an Arcanoloth.
Sure.
I don't know what that is.
It's a fiend.
Oh boy.
Doesn't look fiendish. Like you just said, it looked like a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, Makood's no expert.
Yeah, it looks like
I've seen the picture now of the Arcanoloth.
yeah. It is.
I mean, it doesn't look like a fiend. Not that Makood really knows, apart
No.
from like the Valgura type thing, what a devil is, whatever has been
Yeah.
put in his head.
But that's the thing, is they are there's like the Yugoloths are like a weird subset of demons,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one of them.
So he like looks in the flask and then looks back to the weird dog creature in front of him. Were you trapped?
It like stares up, opens its mouth, closes again, and like turns to like try and dive and like scrabble through the gold away from you.
He is surprised, but he's gonna. If it has a tail, he'll try to grab it
It
by
does.
the tail or like a back leg or something.
It has a very
He'll like try and
swishy
grab
tail.
it and then pick it up. So
Uh,
I know it's medium sized, but basically
yeah,
he's holding it. at
It
his
rolled a
level.
3 on its grapple check.
I could roll, but I can't get below 3.
Well, a 3 plus 1 though.
Yeah, I can't get below 4 either, I'm afraid. That's 23.
23. All right.
For athletics. Oh no, 24 actually. Because I have 11, not 10. People probably hear him talking or like scrabbling or him picking it up by the tail.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's now like the foxy dog creature or whatever is like upside down. He's holding it up, so he's almost at like eye height talking to it. so it's like plain for people to see, I guess. And, I mean, don't run away. We just killed the dragon. You're safe now.
You see, it's
What's going on?
its eyes are very wide, and it's like you see its glasses like fall off and hang by a chain. I where am I?
A dragon slayer, but the dragon is dead now.
Right. And I imagine it's sort of slowly rotating. What plane am I on?
The prime material.
Right, but. And he's like rolling his hands, like trying to tease more information out of you.
Can I insight check the creature?
You can.
Okay. Ooh. That is a 28.
It is very confused and is probably some kind of planar traveler, as it doesn't know which plane it's on. And that's not a question most people struggle with.
Yeah. Do I recognize? It's a fiend. I don't know much about fiends because Abrashmina studied demon things, but she hasn't come across this kind of thing before in any of her studies.
Googling the thing. It honestly, it doesn't look. It just looks like a. I would say more of a fox person.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting if you want to go read up. Like, I think they did a lore you should know on the Yugoloths and stuff. It's actually like pretty cool lore, a lot of it.
But there's no. I don't
Does
know. Unless we
Abrashmina
get
money
a
with it?
sense that it's
Yeah.
fiendish. Like, I don't know if like demons and fiends have like a kind of sense about them that if you get an idea that they are bad, but
You can
just
make an
looking at
insight
that
check,
visually,
Makud.
like I'm a cow person. Like I'm not gonna judge a fox person.
Jack
It looks
person.
like kitsune or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, make a history check, see.
Oof. No. Nope. That's a 5.
Yeah, it smells a bit weird. It's definitely like not of this earth kind of thing, but it doesn't seem all that bad, I guess.
Which one? Which plane were you hoping to be on?
Anything other than, well, I'm happy I'm apparently in somewhere where I'm safe.
Where were you before?
Oh, you know, fiendish planes. You know.
And you didn't like it there, I suppose?
Well, the blood rift is a bit if you haven't got good management, it gets a bit rough. And well, the river was overflowing, and they said it was my fault. Wasn't my fault. Anyway, long story short, I'm here, and I don't really know how or why, but I'm happy to make a fresh start. So if you'll just point me in the direction of the nearest exit, I'll be out of your hair.
Makut, where did you find him?
That is a good question. Where did you find me?
Makut kind of like half-heartedly holds up the flask, and is like, I saw this, and I thought there was something worth drinking in, is it?
Assuredly not.
And as far as you are aware, Mr.
Hmm?
What's your name?
You want to know my true name? His like voice suddenly becomes
No,
very
just
deep.
something that we can call you by.
Oh, he trails off. I,
Amashmina will narrow her eyes.
I don't really have a name like that.
Alright then. But as far as you know, you are living your normal everyday life. And then you are here.
It gives a shifty, like, look left to right. Sure.
How about you tell the truth?
But I don't want to.
Hmm.
Can you be persuaded to tell the truth?
Perhaps?
Because the way I look at it, we outnumber you a bit.
You
This
do.
one can get the truth from you. I can cast a spell to make you tell the truth. And he is very, very big and strong.
Right, but why?
We are trying to help you, I suppose.
And I think the best way you could do that was if you just leave me alone, actually. So anyway, I'll just if you could just point me in the direction of the nearest exit, I'll
You're kind of strange, but
thank you.
like there's a lot of other stuff for me to look at, so
Could always banish you back to where you came.
That is definitely a thing you could do.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really rather you didn't.
Well, I don't really feel like letting something that will not be forthright with us out into the world to wreak whatever horrors that you are capable of. So if you want to remain on this plane and not where you came from, I suggest you suddenly, as Bryn put it, become more forthright.
Why don't we start again? Hello.
oh well, I found you in the flask, so I could put you inside of it.
Oh, please don't put me back in there.
And like flask and him go closer.
No. He like scrabbles a little bit.
Hello,
I'm got Goldie. He like looks around at all the gold.
you're Goldie.
Yes.
Fine, you're Goldie.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you have another question?
Do we have other questions?
Why don't you want to go back to where you came from?
Because they blamed me for the river overflowing and it wasn't my fault. And apparently I'm next to be eaten, so I ran away. Are
And
you
where-
happy now?
And before you found yourself here, you were...
In the Blood Rift.
And like, you came through the flask. You were put in the flask. Where's the flask come into play?
I actually don't really know. I know I ran away. I know I made some mistakes. And then I ended up sort of just appearing and in the middle of nowhere. pretty much.
It's not like
And
you like like jumped into a flask or something like that to like hide or anything.
no, I was sucked in here, but I don't know by whom. Ever such a long time ago.
Oh, so it was a long time ago.
Yes,
It
I
wasn't like
think
you
so.
were like running and it just happened and we just happened to open the door that sucked you.
No, it was a long time ago. Unless it was yesterday, but I'm pretty sure it was a long time ago.
Yesterday feels like a long time ago.
Can I insight check him again?
Yeah.
That's a 25.
He knows even less about what's going on than you do. He's very confused.
But the way he is talking and referring to blood drifts, that makes Brushmina think of that little blood knife thing that we have that, tears portal open to 9 hells and things.
Oh, yeah.
And she doesn't really feel comfortable letting this creature loose in Neath. So, I am afraid you are not very good at convincing us that you deserve to stay here any more than before.
Well, sorry? I guess. Is there...
We have a bit of a problem with planar creatures as it is.
Well, that's...
We do not need one more adding to the chaos.
I mean, I don't have much to add, to tell the truth. I'm just sort of a researcher. Really, I shouldn't have even been in charge of the river, but they said they needed some...
Your research.
Well, all sorts, magic, torture methods, whatever is asked of me. Just like books.
Do you know any Rakshasas where you are from?
I mean, not personally.
Do you know how to defeat them?
Well, I heard they don't like water. But no, in all seriousness, I have no idea. He mumbled, seeing his joke didn't really land. I'm not much of a fighter. I'm more of a bone nibbler, I guess you would say.
You nibble on bones.
Well, when my bosses give me bones to nibble on, sure. I'll nibble on some bones.
Like gnaw on shin bones and
Well, I mean, they're not my favorite things, but yeah.
so like what are your plans like now?
I'm quite hungry. I really need the bathroom. Yep, that's it. Find somewhere to sleep, I guess. Try and figure out what to do with my entire life.
I mean you can sleep in the class.
I really would prefer everyone stop bringing up the flask. It's very unpleasant in there.
That's why we keep bringing it up.
Well, that just seems.
Makood will like look in there again to see, judge how unpleasant it is.
It looks like a metal flask.
And see, here's the thing. My friend thought he found something really cool when he found that flask. And all we got was you.
Well,
Not
I mean, maybe you could put something else in the flask. You know, like people. I don't know. Well, I'm a person and I got put in the flask, so it makes sense to me.
Do you know a Mama Yabu?
No, I've not heard that name.
Does he seem truthful?
You can make a goddamn insight check.
Oh, you're not just gonna give me that one for free? Okay.
I am not.
15.
Yeah, he seems pretty honest.
You've got experience with planar travel.
Oh yes, plenty.
Have you ever heard of the quarry?
The what now?
The quarry?
No, I've never heard of the quarry.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
That's gonna be an 18.
He seems pretty genuine.
Long shot anyway.
But I could look into it. You know, if you were up for paying me and letting me go.
Like, I figured that, like, letting you go would be payment. I mean, we could negotiate something.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
We let you go and you research the quarry and then come back to me?
Well, I mean, I've got to have some kind of consideration for
Your
basic
consideration
living
is
expense.
not being sent back to where you came, or me putting you in a magic circle, and as I cast a spell that would destroy your soul despite not being on your home plane.
Hey,
That is something I can do, you know.
look, I'm just saying. I'm
I
assuming
have
this
been
is your
wanting to
house.
try it out.
I'm assuming this is your house, and it's a very nice house, but it is full of money, and I figured you'd give me a little bit so I can eat and maybe find somewhere to stay, and then, you know, you scratch me behind the ear, I scratch you behind the ear.
Will require your true name then, Goldie.
No.
I
Then
could
it
steal it
is
from your
no-
mind. And I'll step forward and kind of just like a little bit of the purple energy will, and black energy will kind of like start pulling off me. I'm sure that would be fun.
Because here is the thing. I am a cleric, and I do not care to let fiends roam about and sow chaos in my home, which I consider to be this entire plane. So does not matter where you go. If you wreak havoc, I would not like it. So I will require your true name if I am going to let you stay here, because if you misbehave, I want to make sure that we can rein you in properly and send you home.
I
Call it an incentive for good behavior.
really don't think I'm going to give you that, actually.
Then
Makood's
you
just
can
gonna
go
shove
back
him in the flask.
There
He's
is-
been holding him the entire time. He's getting very bored.
There is a flash of light, and Goldie disappears. And the flash is stopped.
Let him cool off in there for a few days. Maybe I'll be more cooperative.
And next time I will be. I was bluffing a little bit. I did not have a circle prepared, but next time we let him out, we can let him out into the circle, and he will not be able to go anywhere.
I can take whatever information I need from his mind.
I don't usually get a headache for things in flasks, but I was getting a headache.
Said we'll let him cool off a little bit and think about what he's done. Negotiate and meet our terms.
Man, you guys really need to look up the Arcanal off the stat block. I mean, don't, but like,
Yeah. Probably not going to right now, but
So
they
we're
sound like
definitely
interesting creatures and all. But
I love
we're definitely
Eagleots,
playing
but
with fire.
but our history with fiend things has not been
Yep.
oh no,
particularly
I,
positive.
I am not attacking your role playing choices. I'm just saying
No.
they can all cast Mind Blank.
Okay.
I mean, it
But
doesn't-
like,
that's not
Mina,
really a combat spell. That's protective, but
No, but if you're trying to read his mind, it's impossible.
but yeah, magic circle. He can just sit in there, and if he doesn't cooperate,
I mean,
he
he's
can,
he's currently trapped within a legendary magic item. I think he's got it rough enough without you sticking him in a circle, but you know.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, if we let him out again, if we let him out again, magic circle time. Oh god, this is even worse than when we had a Shazma.
You've got a pocket research buddy.
Yeah. All he had to do was. I
Who
was
did-
about ready to.
Yeah.
You guys just got 1.7 million, and all he asked was for some money for
I was
No,
about
I-
ready.
living
it
expenses.
Yeah,
For
no.
me, it wasn't about the money. Like, we asked, I don't know, the other two, the smart people, asked him questions. Do you know this person? Do you know that person? Can you help with this? The only thing they didn't ask about was the dragons. And that was maybe what I thought Makood would ask about. But,
Yeah.
he wasn't very knowledgeable to Makood's ideals right then and there, and so I just shoved him back in the bottle.
I love
Makood
Makood so
wanted to
much.
deal with it.
Yeah.
If he'd said like anything, it's not about the money.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I
no.
know. I was just taking
I
this.
know you, but it's
Yeah. Like, I would have agreed to pay him some money had he given us his name so that we could have a leash on him.
I mean,
He's
you know, he'd rather die than give someone his true name.
well, we're only alive for so long. He can wait. We're not immortal.
I hope that my dying act isn't chuck that flask into the ocean.
I mean, the last thing we did thing containing a demon was give it to a dragon. So
Yeah, and this one was already with the dragon, so yeah. But it didn't require a save that we saw for the bottle.
It probably does, but I don't know.
mechanically, probably, but he's.
Okay. We
He's
should
been
identify
attached to
the
this bottle
flask.
for so long.
So yeah,
Yeah.
we should identify the flask.
Yeah,
to
it
see how
does.
that works. To see if we can turn that around some other way.
Yeah, it's a ridiculous item. If you've never used an iron flask, it's a Pokeball.
Yeah, I know of that item. Now,
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard. I have so many things I haven't heard of today.
It's one of those weird items where you're like, why is this flask legendary? Because you look at it and you're like, that's for sure just like, the infinite jug or whatever, alchemist jug, and then you read it and you're like, oh fuck, that's a dragon Pokeball. Like you can put, there's no like size restrictions or anything of the creatures you can shove in it.
Oh.
They just have to fail the save, which is DC 17. And you find one more item.
It's more.
This is the not really an item.
Okay.
It's a crumbling piece of tablet, like the part of a larger stone relief. On it you see words scribbled in Draconic and part of a picture where you see like the skeleton of a dragon kind of surrounded by motes of light being lifted from beneath the earth.
Oh boy.
Seems to be some kind of ritual tablet, but it's only one piece.
Silver can read it,
He can.
I assume.
Yeah, he will
What does
come
it
over,
say?
kind of frowning down at it. It's some kind of ritual. It says something about raising the souls of dragons, ancient dragons, from before, but without the rest, it's impossible to say what it's actually going to do.
This is what they were going to use to raise Strathmore.
That was their bed.
Isn't he still alive?
Oh yes. No, with this they could have raised the red one, whatever his name was, the evil
Yeah.
beastie one.
From
Strathmore
before?
is the red one.
Yeah. But he's not dead, he's under the ocean alive in his room.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, this is...
But they did
Ancient
kill
evil.
one of the chromatic ones, right?
Yeah, they killed
Or
a
did they
few.
just
Several,
injure them?
I think.
Yeah.
Is there someone worse that they would want to raise?
The one that killed the Iron Dragon.
I mean, there's plenty. There's
More powerful than Strathmore?
maybe. I don't know. This is ancient evil.
Does it look evil-ish in nature?
Doesn't look great, but it's hard to tell.
So it's not something that the good dragons can use to raise the iron one if they wanted to.
Yeah, no. But it's hard to get a read on it.
Only if they wanted to be a Draco Lich.
Darkolich.
Can we take a small little break there?
I was actually going to say, I mean, that's probably where we should, or near where we should finish up. I've got, I basically just planned on doing the loot and stuff and
Okay.
things this session, then we can get more into the Fallout next session if everyone's cool with that.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks, dudes.